Well, hello, everybody, and welcome back to Raw Law Unfiltered with your host, none other than the DUI Guy Plus. I hope you all are having a fantastic day because your day is about to get just a little bit more fantastic. Are you ready for this? Oh, I mean, it's like the gift that just keeps on taking. Giving. Whatever you want to call it. Amber just does not know how to stop. She does not know how to let in. She doesn't know how to give in. She doesn't know how to give up. She doesn't know how to shut up. And here we go one more time, unabated, almost as if on cue. We have a magnificent filing from her team in California. Now, remember, we have two insurance cases that we are dealing with, right? We have the New York Marine versus Amber on the one side, which is the one we're going to be talking about today. And we have another insurance case that we are not going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking about tomorrow. That is the Travelers versus New York Marine. Okay. This is not the one that we're talking about today. Today, we're talking about the one where Amber is the named defendant. Okay. Are you ready? Here we go. United States District Court in the Central District of California. We are right back where the action is. Here is a memorandum of points and authorities in support of defendant's motion for judgment on the pleadings. Now, what the hell does that mean in plain English, Mr. Larry Foreman, DUI guy, as you like to call yourself? Allow me to explain. So, in law, when you have a situation where a party, let's say, files a request, they're basically asking the court to do something. You never file a lawsuit unless you want a court to do something, or in the future, a jury, right? So the original filing by New York Marine said, hey, judge, we need a clarification. Please help us out. Okay. Now, Amber is coming in saying, wait. We want a judgment on the pleadings, like the discovery, whatever has already been done. Forget about it. Just go home, everybody. Let's go. There's nothing else to be done here. Let's go home. Court, drop this. Okay, that's what that means. The pleadings that are already in the court that have been filed are enough for the court to render a decision right now. Okay, that's what that means. Rendering a judgment on the pleadings. So let's see what their argument is. Okay. It is set to be argued and to be heard on July 13th, which is next month. We have, as always, the table of authorities, the introduction. Now let's get to the memorandum itself, okay? What is this? They're saying, this is Amber speaking, okay, and her team. This is a declaratory relief action, as we know, brought by plaintiff New York Marine and General Insurance Company against its insured defendant Amber Heard. New York Marine filed this action back on July 22nd, 2022, as you all may remember, pursuant to the Declaratory Judgment Act. Basically, you're asking, hey, court, we have a problem. Can you please resolve this for us, okay? Seeking a declaration that it did not owe any defense or indemnity obligations, money, payment, to Ms. Heard under its policy for the lawsuit filed against her by John C. Depp in March 2019, because, again, the conduct was intentional as decided by the jury, that Amber acted with actual malice, therefore it's intent, and we insurance do not cover intent, we only cover negligence. The Depp lawsuit was resolved by confidential settlement, which is half true. The Depp lawsuit was actually won by Johnny back on June 1st of 2022, when a jury of 7 unanimously voted that Amber Heard acted with actual malice and therefore has been found liable for defamation against Johnny Depp, after which she appealed, and they both decided to drop their appeals in exchange for lowering the monetary judgment that she owed. So instead of paying Johnny the $15 million, which was later lowered to $10.35 million, was lowered to basically $1 million, which Johnny just recently donated to charity. We have come full circle. So this is half true. I mean, they're trying to wiggle away. Whatever. There is thus no longer any action to defend. Now, this is curious. We're going to see where this goes. Ms. Heard subsequently filed a counterclaim, most of which has been already dismissed by the court. here alleging breach of contract and breach of covenant of good faith and fair dealing. Again, most of this stuff is already resolved. I have no idea why they're bringing it up here. On March 17th, 2023, this court granted New York Marine's motion to dismiss Ms. Heard's counterclaim, resolving the parties' dispute as to New York Marine's defense obligations under the policy. Since then, Ms. Heard has represented to New York Marine that she will not exercise her right per the court's dismissal order to amend her counterclaim, which she hasn't, obviously, to revive her bad faith claim, and has withdrawn her claim for indemnity against New York Marine for the settlement of the Depp lawsuit. Thus, there is nothing, there is nothing left. Sorry, I lost my place. There is nothing left in dispute between Ms. Heard and New York Marine to resolve, meaning there is no longer an actual controversy between the parties. But wait a minute. Amber is no longer going to be asking for money? Is that basically what they're saying? Let's find out. There's no longer an actual controversy between the parties, a jurisdictional requirement under Article 3 and a statutory requirement for relief under the Declaratory Judgment Act. Hence, there is their argument. Yet, for some reason, New York Marine refuses to stipulate to dismissal of its claims. And those claims indisputably are no longer at issue. The first cause of action was the declaratory relief as to plaintiff's duty to indemnify Heard for the judgment order under the policy. The Depp lawsuit was resolved by settlement in December 2020. Ms. Heard is not, you mean 2022. That looks like a typo. December 2022, buddy. Ms. Heard is not pursuing an indemnity claim and has so stated, and the Depp settlement has been paid by another insurer. Really? Okay. So are you saying you'd surrender, Amber? Did you just surrender? Are you begging the court for mercy to dismiss this action because it's over and you've surrendered the desire to be paid by New York Marine? Hold on a second. Oh. The third cause of action is the declaratory relief as to plaintiff's duty to defend, blah, blah, blah. We already know all these. Okay. Accordingly, there is no good faith or rational basis for New York Marine to continue to prosecute its now moot claims, and therefore dismiss this action immediately with prejudice for lack of jurisdiction and enter final judgment in this action as Amber begs for mercy. Statement of the facts. New York Marine issued the insurance policy, as we know, to Amber Heard, as we know, July 18, 2018, as we know. On March 1st, 2019, Depp filed this action against her in Fairfax, Virginia, based on the op-ed. On July 11th, 2022, New York Marine filed its operative First Amendment complaint in this action, alleging 4 causes of action that we just kind of skipped over, glanced over. If you need to catch up, go down in this playlist. All the videos are available below. New York Marine alleged an actual and present controversy between the parties and that therefore this court has the authority to grant declaratory judgment. Now, the Depp lawsuit was resolved. Again, this is a loaded statement, counselor, and you know it. It was not resolved by confidential settlement. The Depp lawsuit was won by Johnny Depp on June 1st, 2022, but it was later on appeal lowered. The financial duty by Amber Heard to pay Johnny has been lowered by $9.35 million down to $1 million. So instead of paying 10.35, she got what she wanted. But still, it was resolved by a jury. Not exactly. The appeal was resolved by confidential settlement. It's amazing how they use these sneaky, like snake-like methodologies of trying to like wrap it in a nice little bow. And it's all like, it's almost like gaslighting, as if like Amber Heard herself wrote this shit. It's unbelievable. It's sneaky lawyer trash, and I'm here for it. I'm here to unravel this turd, if you will. Pun intended. Heard amended her First Amendment complaint, supplement and answer, and First Amendment counterclaim for the settlement January 13th, 2023, blah, blah, blah. Okay, we don't care. Ms. Heard's First Amendment, Ms. Heard was not entitled to indemnity for any amount. She was obligated to pay in its judgment settlement. And then in February, New York Marine moved to dismiss the First Amendment amended counterclaim, which they won on, and we lost, right, Amber? On March 17th, they issued an order to New York Marine's motion to dismiss. The dismissal order concluding New York Marine did not have a duty to provide Ms. Heard with independent counsel and therefore dismissing with prejudice Ms. Heard's first cause of action. You lose, go home, throw in the towel, you're done. You're done. You're done. In its dismissal order, the court also granted New York's Marine request for dismissal of Ms. Heard's second cause of action for breach of covenant of good faith and fair dealing with leave to amend, which Ms. Heard has not even amended. Therefore, pursuant to the dismissal order, Ms. Heard's counterclaims are all dismissed. She lost. And she's begging for mercy. As to New York Marine's claims, the Depp lawsuit was resolved by a settlement, ending any controversy regarding New York Marine's duty to defend on an ongoing basis, they say. During the parties' meet and confer on May 11th, which just happened about a month ago, Ms. Heard also represented to New York Marine that Ms. Heard will not pursue her claims for indemnity for settlement of the Depp lawsuit. Ms. Heard affirmatively and expressly withdrew her claim for indemnity in writing, thus surrendering her position. Hold on a second. Are we on the same page here? Are you reading what I'm reading? She is literally begging the court to dismiss the action because she has already waived. I don't have any paper around here, do I? Here we go. She has already waived the white flag. This is Amber waving her white flag to the court. I have dismissed all my actions. Please leave me alone. Please let me go. Please stop suing me. I've been sued one too many times. I'm tired of being sued. Please dismiss this action. I am sick of it. I'm sick and tired. There's no point. Wow. 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 Finally, although New York Marine's complaint does not address its prior duty to defend, Ms. Heard also represented to New York Marine on May 18, 2023, that she seeks reimbursement of defense costs only for her independent counsel in the Depp lawsuit. Because the court held in its dismissal order that New York Marine did not have an obligation to provide independent counsel to Ms. Heard, there's likewise no dispute. So New York Marine is off the hook. New York Marine is off the hook. Amber loses. Thus, since New York Marine filed its operative First Amendment complaint ensuing events, the settlement of the Depp lawsuit, the dismissal order, and Ms. Heard's withdrawal of her claims for indemnity have rendered New York Marine's claims moot. New York Marine wins. Huh. Despite this, New York Marine has refused to agree to dismiss this action or its claims against Ms. Heard. New York Marine just wants to keep going. Accordingly, Ms. Heard now moves for a dismissal. Now, we're not going to go through the legal standard. I think if this were a law class, we can kind of skip over it. But essentially, the idea is here they're going to state what is the legal standard for getting a complaint dismissed and why it meets the criteria here. Basically saying this case no longer meets the Article 3 case or controversy requirements. Because there is no controversy to be addressed, this case must be dismissed. That's all this says in literally so many words. This is insanity. For the foregoing reasons set forth above, this court should dismiss the action for lack of subject matter jurisdiction. Dated June 5th, 2023. Signed by Owen Monkemeyer, attorneys for defendant and counterclaimant, Amber Heard. Huh. Waving that white flag, Amber. Do what you do best. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. See you tomorrow.